Thus speaks Anandamayi Ma. Who is Anandamayi Ma? Who is Anandamayi imbued with bliss? He is in all figures and forms, eternally enthroned in the hearts of all beings. It is true, he lives everywhere. Once one has achieved to see this, then one has seen and achieved everything. It means to be fearless, sure, devoid of all conflicts, completely silent, imperishable. There is only one thing. What is thus wrong in allowing people to do what they would like to do? If one still lives in duality and does not perceive the one in everyone and everything, only then it is wrong to permit people that they worship one. You and I are two persons in your eyes, and yet you and I are one, and even the distance between us is me, myself. There is no question of being two here. Bond and hatred result from the feeling of duality. Peace can be promised only then, when the mind is concentrated on what gives us peace, and the eyes rest upon what strengthens peace, when ears listen to what fills the heart with peace, and when you hear at all times the answer of the one who is himself peace. The feeling of deficiency awakens spontaneously. It is the divine that arouses this feeling. To lose everything means to obtain everything. He is merciful. Whatever he does in some moment is blessed, although it is sometimes certainly painful. If he is revealed as a complete loss, there is hope that he will be revealed as a complete gain. It is beneficial to long for the one who helps us to find the light of truth, because he arouses our attention to truth. To lose hope is to lose everything. But was there really a total loss? Does not your heart still surge with wishes and hopes? Complete resignation means the most profound joy. Accepted as your only source of strength, whatever God does at any time is fully beneficial. If you can accept this, you will find peace. Do your best not to succumb to anybody's influence. One must be centered in God to live faithfully and peacefully. One must be deeply earnest, full of courage, with a sound personality, and pure and holy from one's own strength. It may be tiresome in the beginning to live in harmony with the highest ideals, but finally it leads to a genuine sense of well-being and peace. One must learn to find joy in the sublime. If one is blessed with a human body, it is wrong not to live accordingly. Why should one go after animal instincts? It is the duty of man to choose what is extraordinary and to push aside what is only entertaining. Let our mind be like a beautiful flower which can be offered to God in a prayer. Really, the only duty of man is to seek self-realization. You must, my friend, try to avoid, together with the one highest friend, the fetters of worldly friendship. Children of the Eternal must concentrate their thoughts on Him. Separated from him, they have not even a chance of peace. Never, never, never. Only by living in God, man can find peace. The veil will be torn, and the chaser of worries will be revealed. He alone is the vanquisher of the evil. He is yours, the only beloved of human heart. It is all the same at what time what work is done. Give it your full attention and do it thoroughly. Rely on God in all circumstances. It is true, He permeates everything, and therefore you can find Him in everywhere, even in your work. Call the Lord of life with your whole being. Serve the Lord and Him alone in perfect inner peace, by regarding all creatures as His form. Love and devotion to Him and unconditional faith in Him will be awakened in you in proportion to your capacity of serving God, becoming more and more perfect. A man who does not accept with joyful heart every responsibility given to him at any time and for the love of God will find that life is a burden and will never be capable of achieving something that is important. It is the duty of the people above all those who have made the highest question their one and only aim, to work joyfully for the spiritual upliftment of the world, with a conviction that service of all is His service. Work that is done with this sense in mind purifies the heart and mind. You emphatically declared some time ago that if you succeed in finding the right work, you would go about it extremely earnestly, even to develop the spiritual side of your life, beside the enjoyment of material comforts and pleasures. It is only too obvious that you have kept your word with respect to mundane joys. But in what dark cave, in which inaccessible abyss, have you hidden the delicate plant of your spiritual endeavor? When will you exert yourself in bringing light to this dark cave? Precious time is fleeting. Dedicate your days to the effort of approaching the Lord of the humble. You will be too weak in your very old age to concentrate on the name of God. How will you make up then what you have missed to do in good time? Now is the time to mold yourself. You will have to take refuge in renunciation and inner strength. Then you can be liberated from the negative tendencies you have acquired in your earlier life and which have led you to pain and suffering. Try to make your heart a dedicated shrine of all bountiful, and wish for yourself wishlessness. This only is feeling oneself drawn to God. Be unfailing in your service. Whatever has to be done for someone, do it in the spirit of joyful service. One more thing to which you must give special attention. Every kind of negligence must completely stop. Wherever it is a question of doing something good or practicing spiritual things, aversion and inertia have to be unconditionally wiped out. Do not allow yourself to be overwhelmed by despair. In spite of everything, trust Him. You should call Him in happiness and sorrow. If you have fallen, use your fall as a kind of handle to lift yourself up again. It is man's duty to strive hard, irrespective of what he undertakes. Try to go through life by imposing your burden in His hands. He is the preserver. He shows you the way. He is everything in all. Let patience be your motto at all times. Tell yourself, O Lord, whatever you do is for the highest welfare. Pray for strength to last to the end. Nothing happens that is not an expression of God's grace. Believe me, all is His grace, anchored in patience, enduring everything. Keep to His name and live in happiness. Depend upon Him and Him alone. In whatever circumstances you are, remember Him. In every moment, let this be your prayer. O Lord, you have liked to come to me in the form of illness. Give me strength to endure it. Give me patience and help me to know that it is you who are living in this disguise in me. Self, Atma, reposing in itself, calls itself to its own revelation. This is Ananda, joy. The intense wish for the realization of God is itself the path to it. God, the Self, is all-permeating. Where is He not? In all forms and what is formless, in all names and what is nameless, in all places and under all conditions, He is. When a desire for self-realization is awakened, then it is His real manifestation of the undivisible. He lets Himself be recognized in all names, since all names are His names. A burning desire to reach the goal must be conceived. The fact that self-realization is your goal means that it is to be sought and found. Be truthful in everything. One cannot approach the divine without purity. The truth itself will help him in every way who has taken off in search of truth. Nobody remains unscathed in his journey through life. A pilgrimage to the summit of human existence is the only path to happiness. Try to go on this path on which there is no question of sorrow or happiness. It is the path which leads to freedom from egoism and to the highest joy. One must endure all hardship and be always patient to reach the truth. In fact, it is the obstacle which helps in the birth of patience. Write to my friend that he has to become a wanderer on the path on which peace is found. He has to start his pilgrimage to a place where there is no death and decay, where everyone is always present. Who it is, who dies, and who it is, who appears in the disguise of death. If these things are not understood by direct perception, then there cannot be a liberation from the ocean of suffering. Let my friend strive uninterrupted for staying in the spiritual presence before the One, whose memory, through a jopam, ends the suffering forever. He who longs for Him finds Him, and the death dies for him, who has found Him. One should long for God, who is the death of the death, and occupy his mind at all times with the things which prepare such a show. You do not know in what way or in what form God is with you yourself. Try to spend the whole day in contemplation of the highest being, in repeating God's name or in studying books of wisdom. The One makes His presence felt by a divine atmosphere or phenomenon, even through tears, which are shed in one's longing for Him. In all and each one is only the one self. Try constantly to be aware of the fact that whatever is perceived, whenever and in whatever way, it is a manifestation of the highest being. How could the one who perceives be excluded? Excluding and not excluding are nothing else but He. Even the feeling of absence of God is His manifestation. so that His presence may be manifested. Write to Him that He has no reason to be frightened. He who made realization of God His one and only goal has already found a refuge in Him, although He may be seen present in His absence. Where there is a constant endeavor to guard in the perception of what is, there is hope that this perception will become permanent one day. Corresponding to one's own capacity, one should try to reserve one day for strict self-discipline. If not once every week, then once every fortnight, or at least once a month. Everything, what we do, eating, drinking, talking, moving, visiting people, simply everything with which we are busy must be carefully controlled on this day. One can gradually succeed in one's endeavor for self-control by it. Finally, one will live in harmony with the rules without an effort, even for 2 or 3 months in a year. If you feel that energy, Shakti, is growing in you, if new light shines to you from within, it will gain more intensity the more you keep yourself protected in highest peace and silence within you. Even if it gets the slightest opening, there is always a danger that it would escape. Be vigilant. He Himself will take care of everything that is important. Diksha, instruction, whatever it may be. It has to be your only and constant effort with the intensity of the one who is obsessed to keep the mind in equilibrium with the self, wide awake in the current of reality where the unfathomable and the infinite is revealed. God alone is truth, joy, and bliss. Hope for nothing else but for the highest bliss, Paramananda, of the self. Nothing else exists in reality. Nothing else has reality. What appears to exist besides it is only illusion, Maya. Try to find yourself, Atma. All this noise is only natural for man. He shouts again and again in his craze for getting rid of the feeling of void. One's mind must immerse itself in worship of the beloved, Ishta, to wipe out completely what is harmful and what is undesirable. The idea that He is far away must be abolished once and for all. You are within and without, in every vein, in every leaf and blade of grass, in the world and beyond the world. Awakening of a feeling of deficiency is to be welcomed. It opens the path. He is there at every step to make a knower from the one who is inept. You appear as a feeling of deficiency and void, and nobody else. You are always near, Lord. I take refuge in you. He, and nobody else, resides also in the realm where vain solutions, vain sorrows, vain joys, which appear to be completely senseless, are experienced, even in disguise of vainness. There the question about a senseless or some other realm does not arise. There is everything, although there is nothing. There everyone's own true self is self that reposes in itself. If you can love God, there will not be any more worries for you. Even the feeling of separation from Him is joy. For you will be conscious of the pain of separation only because your love for Him. Only the man in whom God resides in a special way is capable of the painful knowledge of separation from Him. Do not waste even a thought on results. Be engrossed in Him and Him alone. Results may not be always bad. When the right time comes, the self is revealed to itself. You are a child of immortality. The realm of the spirit is enveloped by the body. Even if you may wish to change your spirit into what is non-corporeal, will it renounce its realm voluntarily? Its natural movement is parting and wandering forward and backward again and again. Your only duty is to realize you alone are within and without, as well in abundance as in deficiency and void. In fact, in all possible circumstances that can be thought of. One has to concentrate on the invocation of the beloved Ishta, on the one who is desired, to disperse what is not worthy of desire. Watch carefully everything, whatever you do, how you eat, sleep, go around and sit. Besides, all exercise you do to seek freedom from all bonds must be done in faith and love. No spiritual exercise should ever be done without reverence, because it is He Himself who has come to you in disguise of exercise. Even if someone does something bad, you should feel for him nothing else but affection and goodwill. Think, Lord, this is also one of your manifestations. The more friendly you can feel toward everyone and behave, the more swiftly will open the path for you to the one who is the epitome of goodness. When the relationship between the guru and his pupil is dispensable, then the guru can never be forsaken. He is always present for his pupil. God alone is man's guru. One should completely trust him. The relationship between the guru and his pupil deserves to be regarded as only eternal if the guru possesses a divine power, Shakti, and imparts this power to his pupil when initiating him. Since this power is eternal, the relationship between the guru and his pupil, which is established in such a way, is also eternal. The mantra given to the pupil during the initiation ceremony, Diksha, should not be a dead word, but must have a syllable or a series of syllables which are charged with life and spiritual energy and are capable of working actively in the psychophysical organism of the pupil. If the faith of the pupil in his guru is genuine, then some sort of limitation in the guru is no obstacle. But if this faith is shaken, whatever may be the reason, then difficulties must arise. There is no other way to eternalize the relationship with the guru except by faith, and it is its nature to invoke God's grace, and which does not depend upon the merit of the guru. A man who seeks truth will find his own true self in himself with the help of the instruction of his guru. The guru is always present in a mantra, which he gives to him. You may see his body dying, but the guru will never forsake you. If there is no opportunity to attain the corporeal presence of the wise and the saintly, one should meditate on Vasudeva, the divine dweller of every human heart. One prepares oneself by cherishing his presence. One must look for activities and ambiance which are fit to imbue oneself with thoughts and aspirations which lead one to the divine. It is quite natural that more and more joy is experienced when one practices yoga. Distractions come till the one is revealed oneself. But it is the guru alone who can say whether one is progressing in the right manner. Transformation means that there are no more worldly interests. One progresses towards the real joy in proportion to one's becoming indifferent towards mundane things. Where there is Buddha nature, enlightenment, there pity will do its work even from the nirvana. Ma's answer to the question, "Who are you?" is, "This I, mine, you, yours, and I am this and you are that defines only borders. This body is insignificant. Elemeyo. Exclude it. Try to understand our own self, Atma, you, I, beyond you and I, this, that is infinite and the only one, that. It is only that, whatever you may say. The Atma of this body is everyone's Atma. It is not possible that someone, somewhere, does not belong to Ma. Only for you all, everything is real what this body says or does, its actions, its movements, its goings hither or thither. It is you who are the reason, whatever is done, whenever, by this body, for your sake. Events appear to you to be natural or supernatural, normal or supernormal, from the point of your view. But here, with Ma, there is no karma and no desire. Here is everything that can be said. Whatever happens is welcome in the same way. This body keeps its real being secret in its behavior as in its words. This is a fact. It is certainly necessary, and therefore it happens. Nothing happens with this body unconsciously or by mistake, may it be here or elsewhere. Whether it is outwardly perceived or not, whatever is ordained to be, that happens, that takes place. It is not a question here, with Ma, that suffering and sorrow for others is taken over by her. Here is only perfect unity, identity. This body is not always consistent in what it says, as you would be. Everyone's changing thoughts and feelings are clearly visible to my eyes all the time. To tell the truth, whereas a few people come to me, no doubt to seek the highest truth, many come to me so that their wishes and aspirations are fulfilled. Does his heart still hang to the world, although its true nature is clearly evident to him? He should do his best at this crossroads to dedicate himself completely to service by considering that whatever he does is the service of the Lord. Ask him that he should strive to see, at any cost, that he does not get again involved in something, what belongs to the ocean of suffering of the mundane world. It was his attachment to the world that caused such a profound affliction to the unfortunate fellow. Nothing but ignorance is the root of all that. He should continue to communicate with this body, because he has nobody else in whom he could confide. Ma is with you in all your activities, even when you sing kirtana. Sit quietly in complete peace and think, Ma is with me in the midst of void. That will give you joy, Ananda. To know Ma means to realize Ma, to become Ma. Ma means Atma, at all times in her arms, in the Mother. Once the Mother, God as Mother, is found, everything is found. Many faiths and sects serve the purpose that he offers himself to himself on different paths. Each one has its own charm, and that he may be discovered as immanent when he reveals himself in countless ways and forms and in what is formless. As a path, he entices everyone in a particular direction, in harmony with the inclinations and tendencies of one's heart. The One is present in all, although there are conflicts in a few cases, which are to be traced back to the limitation of the ego. This body, Ma, does not exclude anything. The one who belongs to a particular faith or sect has to go ahead upon a point where everything what his faith espouses is completely familiar to him. If you are progressing on a definite line, in other words, if you are a follower of a particular religion, which you regard as completely different from all other religions and in conflict with them, then you must at first realize the perfection to which the founder of your religion points out. Then only what is beyond it will be revealed to you. What was explained right now applies to all religions, but it is, of course, true that the summit of human life cannot be reached if one is satisfied with what one can reach on one line. What is desired is a realization which uproots conflicts and contradictions of opinion. That is, one is completely free. If it is less than it means that the relevant experience was only partial and incomplete. One cannot fight any more with anyone in the case of a true realization. One is completely enlightened with respect to all religions and doctrines, and considers all paths are equally good. Only this is absolute and perfect realization. But then one should have a firm belief, devoid of any doubt, in one's own beloved God, Ishta, and must go one's chosen path with persistence and concentration.